There's a strike. Timmer, Barr, and Robertson here in the opening inning for the Hudsonville Eagles as Sanders misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hudsonville won the opening game 5-2 and improved their record overall to 7-1. Grandville drops to 6-3 on the season. Big game in the conference right here for both of these teams. They will play 3 games total this season. This will be the second of 3. They'll play a single game in Hudsonville next week. And now it's 3-1 on Timmer. Timmer makes it go. He had a couple of stolen bases in the opening game, was 2 for 3 plus a walk and the 2 steals, and he's aboard to start off the opening inning. So a free pass to Jaden Timmer brings up Bryce Barr, the left fielder. Barr had a really solid opening game as well. Was 1 for 2 officially, but also had 2 sacrifice bunts. And a fake over to first base to try to keep Timmer close to the bag over there. Again, 2 steals in the opening game for Timmer. Here's the pitch. He'll square to bunt, pull it back, and take a strike, and it's 0-1. The first 5 in the order for Hudsonville all had at least 1 hit in the opening game. The 0-1, there's a bunt pushed down toward first but foul. And a quick 0-2 hole for Bryce Barr. Haven't seen him with the 0-2 count. It'll be interesting to see if they keep the bunt on with 2 strikes or if they just pull it off and let him swing away. Normally you wouldn't bunt with a couple of strikes, but he's been pretty good laying it down. So you never know. Bulldogs defense think the bunt is off. They are back. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The throw to second is not in time. It looks like they're going to call interference. So they're going to send the runner back to first base, and the strikeout of Barr will be out number 1. So take the steal away, and let's see what's going to happen here with Timmer. And so it's a 2 out. So it is interference plus a strikeout. So a double play the interesting way with a strikeout and an interference call. Boy, Jaden Timmer had that base stolen, but again, the interference with the batter getting in the way of the catcher. So 2 gone, and just like that, it will bring up Gage Robertson with 2 outs and nobody on. Robertson, the shortstop here in game 2, was 1 for 4 in game 1. He takes a strike. Hudsonville in the opening game had 5 runs on 7 hits. Grandville 2 runs on 5 hits. Picked up both of their runs in the final inning after Hudsonville had taken a 5-0 lead. Curveball for a strike, and it's 0-2 on Robertson. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Ian Sanders. Here comes the pitch. Watch out, foul ball over near the Hudsonville dugout, which is on the first base side here at Grandville High School. Bulldogs bench on the third base line. Starting to quickly run out of sunlight here tonight on a very dreary, cold, wintry-like spring day here in West Michigan. Ian Sanders ready is the 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2. There was a softball game going on in the softball complex right next to us here between Grandville and Hudsonville, and they played 1 game and decided to not play the second game and make it up later. There's a dribbler foul down the third baseline. But in baseball, with, again, just 1 game remaining after this between these 2 teams, that would have flipped the home field advantage to Hudsonville if they would have canceled the second game, because Hudsonville has the single game next week. Foul ball out of play, right side. Yeah, Thursday is the single game in Hudsonville, so they will get right back at it. Get all 3 of their games in the books within the span of a few days. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody aboard, opening inning. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball past the glove of the pitcher and under the glove of the shortstop Summers and into center field. Putting the brakes on will be Robertson at first base. I'm going to leave that up to the pros to determine whether that's going to be a hit or an error. So they're going to call it an error on the shortstop under the glove. Once it got off that high hop over the pitcher Sanders, Summers was charging it and never got the glove down on it. So an E6, we'll put a runner aboard with 2 outs, bring up Jackson Visser. First pitch in there, strike 1. Visser doing the catching here in game 2 for the Eagles. Robertson gets the lead at first base. Swing. This one gets back to the pitcher, but Sanders reaches up the ladder to grab hold of this one and throws him out at first base, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left after a half inning. It's Hudsonville nothing and Grandville coming to bat. Senior right-hander Nate Avink on the mound for Hudsonville. He will face the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the first inning. Avink comes in with a couple of wins. He is 2-0 on the season. In 2 previous appearances, he has worked 12 innings, giving up just 1 earned run, 2 runs total, 1 earned, and 7 base hits. First man he faces is Luke DeHaan, and the first pitch is in there for strike 1. The senior Avink has struck out 8 and walked 3 in his 12 innings of work so far this season. Right-hander misses high, 1 ball and 1 strike. DeHaan, Smith, and Braden LaCroix here in the opening inning for Grandville. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Slider to the outside, 1-2. Avink, just like the starter in the opening game for Hudsonville, Sink, has those yellow stirrups pulled almost up to the knee as he delivers the 1-2 pitch. His hat goes flying. The pitch is out of the zone, 2-2. We might see a lot of Avink grabbing his hat because even during warm-ups, I think 8 of the 10 warm-up tosses, his hat went flying. The wind is blowing it toward his dugout, and there it goes again. Oh, watch out! Gets by him for a base hit. My goodness, that thing was scalded right up the middle by DeHaan. Base hit and the leadoff man aboard. It looked like Avink was actually reaching for his hat, which was probably a good thing because if he was about 3 inches the other way, that thing might have scalded him right in the shoulder. Solid hit for DeHaan, and Carson Smith will dig in. First pitch, strike called. Hat goes again flying. Probably should get something, some duct tape. Duct tape works for everything. Duct tape that hat on. 0-1 count on Carson Smith. Pitch misses inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Checking out the defense behind Avink here in game 2. Bryce Barr is in left, Ethan Post in center, Drew Heisen playing in right. There's a throw to first. Around the infield, Ryan Aarons at the hot corner, Gage Roberts in the shortstop, Jaden Timmer at second, Mason Dykstra playing first, and Jackson Visser doing the catching. And the big curveball from Nate Avink finds its mark. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bulldogs trying to get something going in the opening inning here of game 2. Swing and a ground ball toward third, but foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They're holding with DeHaan at first. That's Dykstra, the first baseman. Fouled back over the press box and out of play. Count stays at 1-2 on Carson Smith. The senior Avink checks over his shoulder, works the plate. There goes the runner, swing and a miss for the strikeout. The throw to second, not in time. Now they're trying to get interference, and there might be, yeah, they're going to call interference. So the same thing that happened for Hudsonville in the first happens for Grandville in the first. The catcher, Jackson Visser, was talking to the umpire immediately after he released it, and you could tell that the throw was kind of a rainbow throw. There must have been contact between him and Carson Smith. So Smith, the strikeout, DeHaan, the out on interference, and same exact thing we saw on the top of the inning. So 2 outs, base is empty. It's going to bring up Braden LaCroix after a conversation down near the third baseline as the plate umpire here in game 2, Kirk Vanderlaan, chatting with Coach Cook down the line. So here's Braden LaCroix, the third baseman. He was 1 for 3 in the opening game. Batting with the bases empty and 2 outs. Bottom of the first. First pitch is low, ball 1. Avink's 1-0 pitch. Ground ball toward third. Aaron's up with it. Fires it across, not in time. It's going to be an infield hit for Braden LaCroix. So the second hit of the inning, but there are 2 outs with just the 1 runner aboard. So good wheels by Braden LaCroix to get down the line. Running hard and beating out the throw. Justin LaCroix batting in the 4 spot. There's a strike. Justin LaCroix was 0 for 2 in the opening game. Pitch is a wild one, and Braden LaCroix is going to mosey on down to second base. That will be a wild pitch. It'll even the count at 1-1. So a runner in scoring position for Grandville here in the bottom of the opening inning. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Pitch sweeping away from the right-handed hitter. 1-2. Avink will check the runner at second, work to the plate, and it hits him in the back. A curveball that didn't curve. And Justin LaCroix is hit by the pitch. That'll put a LaCroix at first and a LaCroix at second with 2 outs. And bring up Andrew Pullman. Pullman, the designated hitter here in game 2. Pullman was the starting pitcher for Grandville in game 1. Pitched well, went 5 2/3. Gave up 3 runs on 5 hits. The pitch is a called strike. Pullman batting out of the 5 slot for Grandville here as the DH. The 1 strike offering. It's high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, again, as the second game here is only in inning number 1. Again, they will go until darkness probably puts an end to it unless it's a really quick game. There's a slow curveball and a good one, 1-2. And then what they would do is be able to make up the rest of the game on Thursday before they play the single game in Hudsonville. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Checked his swing, takes it outside. Wondering how frustrating it is for the hitters to see that hat fly off. Again, Nate Aving's hat has come off every pitch. And I'm wondering if you have the concentration of watching the ball, obviously, but every once in a while you see the hat move and maybe lose concentration of the ball. Foul ball out of play right side. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Opening innings, scoreless game, bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Curveball, caught him looking for a strike. Boy, that one took a long time to get there, but finally found the inside corner. Second strikeout of the inning, final out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left after 1 inning. It's Hudsonville nothing and Grandville nothing. You are watching high school baseball on WCET, brought to you by DJ's Pizza Pub in Hudsonville.
DJ's Pizza Plus, located at 3471 Kelly Street in Hudsonville. DJ's is newly remodeled and ready for you to stop in. Grab a drink and watch the game, or try some delicious pie. A proud sponsor of WCET TV Sports and In the Zone, DJ's Pizza Kitchen is available for by the slice, dining in with family and friends, carry out, and delivery. DJ's Pizza Plus. Thank you for supporting WCET.
Here we go to the second inning of a scoreless game. Mason Dykstra, Ryan Ahrens, and Logan Van Regenmarter here in the second for the visiting Eagles from Hudsonville. Ian Sanders will deliver, and it's outside, 1-0. Sanders walked 1 and struck out 1 in the opening inning. This is outside, ball 2. Sanders this season, before this game, had worked 8 innings. A couple of games of work, was 1-0 on the season. There's a strike, inside corner, 2-1. Ian has allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. Has walked 5 and struck out 7. Ground ball on a short hop, bobbled by the second baseman Hungerford. His throw is not in time. That'll be an E4, second fielding error for the infield here in this early portion of game 2. Again, it was kind of an in-between hop. Hungerford was hoping to get the bigger hop, but it never got there, and then it short hopped him and popped off the heel of the glove. So a runner aboard with no outs for Ryan Ahrens. Sanders will step off. Ahrens, the third baseman, was 0 for 3 in game 1. There's the pitch. He squares DeBunt, and he takes a pitch in the dirt, but no movement by Dykstra. He never left. He didn't read it. That ball scooted all the way back to the backstop. So a pretty good break for Grandville, because Dykstra could be down in scoring position. Instead, 1 ball and no strikes on Ahrens. He squared the bunt but pulled it back. He squares again, pulls it back, and this time takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trying to move that runner into scoring position. Again, here's the bunt. That's a beauty right down the line, barehanded by the catcher Woodruff, who throws him out, but that's a nifty sacrifice for Ahrens for the first out of the inning, but it moves Dykstra into scoring position. Boy, how important was Dykstra not moving on that wild pitch? He could have been bunted down to third and second in this situation. Totally different situations. The infield would have had to play in, but instead, runner at second, 1 out. Then Regenmarter, the designated hitter, is in there. Did not play in the opening game. No balls and 1 strike.
Usable. Okay.
Sanders misses wide, 1-1. Sanders with an earned run average of 2.62 coming into this game. The right-hander is going to check the runner and step off. Top of the second, no score in game 2. The 1-1 pitch, fouled back and out of play, 1-2. In the opening game, we were scoreless through the first 3 innings before Hudsonville scored 3 in the 4th. Swinging a foul tip to stay alive. Eagles added single tallies in the 6th and 7th to take a 5-0 lead, and were 1 out away from a shutout before the Bulldogs put 2 out runs on the board in the 7th inning. But they ran out of gas there, and the final was 5-2. There's a strike call. Beautiful pitch from Ian Sanders for the 2nd out of the inning. Here's right fielder Drew Heisen. Heisen did not start in game 1. Came on as a pinch runner in the game, but does not have an at-bat to his credit yet today. Big cut and a miss on a pitch up at the letters, 0-1. Dykstra is the runner down at second base. He reached on an error. Fouled straight back, 0-2. Heisen digging in. Sanders getting the sign, trying to keep the Eagles off the board here in the 2nd inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Foul ball bounced past the Hudsonville dugout on the first base side. Check of the runner, the kick, the pitch, another foul ball. Good battle between Heisen and Sanders here in the opening half of the 2nd inning. Yeah, the wind has just not stopped at all this entire day. The wind continues to really whip left to right and a little bit out toward right. Check swing, ball gets away from Woodruff. He's going to recover, throw to first, and it hits the runner. Here comes Dykstra in to score, and Hudsonville takes the lead. So it's going to be a wild pitch and a throwing error that allows the run to come in. So Heisen aboard, and a 1-0 lead, and Ethan Post with a grounder to the right side, picked up and then dropped and then throw to first, and not in time. The pitcher had to cover. So that's probably another fielding error.
Runners on first and third.
So that will be the third error of this inning and the fourth error in the first two innings for Grandville. The two teams combined only had one fielding miscue in the opening game. This one a whole lot different looking here in the early going. Conference at the mound. Got to settle his infield down a little bit, because really there's been minimal damage with all those fielding miscues, and there's right now a really big chance for Hudsonville to break this and get some more runs. So this is a very important batter coming up with the top of the order, Jaden Timmer, who's been a thorn in the side here in this game and this day. The opening game he was 2 for 3 plus a walk. So Heisen at third, Post at first, 2 outs. Really key at bat here in the second inning, 1-0 Hudsonville. And there goes the runner. They're not even going to take a shot at him, so that will be, they call it a stolen base or they call it indifference, whatever you want to call it. It is a base picked up by Post, second and third, 2 outs. And the 1-0 pitch. Timmer takes wide, 2-0. Yeah, really with first base open, you really want to be careful with Timmer, even though Bryce Barr waiting on deck has been pretty solid with the bat as well. Fastball a bit high, 3-0. They probably will put him on without even throwing ball 4. Yep, that's probably the right move. So Timmer gets the intentional pass, and it'll load him up for Bryce Barr. Barr 0 for 1 in this game, struck out in the opening inning. First pitch low, 1-0. So Hudsonville has scored without the benefit of a hit in this inning and have them loaded, again without the benefit of a hit. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Diving attempt, can't get to it. 1 run will score. Here comes Post rounding third. He's going to slide in safely. Down to third, and safe at third is Timmer. And holding at first is Barr. So that's going to be a single and 2 RBIs for Bryce Barr here in the second inning. And runners are going to be at the corners with still 2 outs. And that's the first hit of the inning, and it was a big one for Barr. Didn't hit it extremely hard, but that was perfectly placed. Good effort by the infield. Diving attempt by Summers, the shortstop, just couldn't get to it. There goes the runner again. They're going to possibly get him. Nope, now they got the rundown. Timmer going to try to come home. The ball gets off the glove of the catcher Woodruff, and Timmer scores. So a 4-run inning.
1-run scores, error.
Yeah, they had it. They had it work perfect. They actually did exactly what they wanted to do, but the ball just popped off the mitt and bounded away. So runner at third, 2 outs, 4 runs in. Gage Robertson, the hitter, and it's 1-0. So 4 runs on only 1 hit here in this inning. Pitch misses, 2-0. And there is a rip shot into center. Will score another run. Robertson with the solid single. And just like that, it has turned into a big inning for the Hudsonville Eagles. They have put a 5 spot on the board and have batted around. Jackson Visser will step in. So 4 errors in the second inning and a couple of base hits. All added up to a 5-run inning for Hudsonville. There goes the runner. Swinging a ground ball, base hit. Vacated shortstop spot is exactly where that ball was hit. The hit and run to perfection. And runners are at first and third. Again, that was perfectly executed with the shortstop moving over to cover second, because that ball wasn't hit very hard by Visser, but it was put in the right spot. So there's going to be a pinch runner for Visser. Van Klompenberg.
Yes, for 5 innings. Yep, 5 innings.
So Hudsonville has batted around here. A lot of the inning, though, stems to the errors committed by Grandville. So runners at first and third. Robertson at third. Van Klompenberg, the pinch runner, at first. Mason Dykstra, the hitter. He started the inning by reaching on an error. There's a strike. There goes the runner again. They're going to let him take second. So second and third, 2 outs. Again, there was one batter this inning. When Timmer came up to bat, there were 2 outs and no runs had scored at that time. And that was an important intentional walk. And since then, 5 have wound their way around. There's a foul ball out of play. And it's 0-2 on Dykstra. Sanders, the 0-2 pitch. Slowly hit to the left side. Nice job by the third baseman to cut it off as LaCroix throws to LaCroix for the final out. So Dykstra grounds out to end the inning, but Hudsonville takes full advantage in the second inning, scoring 5 runs on 3 hits, 4 fielding errors, and 2 runners left on base. So after an inning and a half here in Grandville of Game 2, it's Hudsonville 5 and Grandville nothing.
No. We'll get more than an inning in. We're not going to go 7. We'll have darkness before 7. 8:30, but with how cloudy it is, it's going to get dark sooner than that. I'd say 8 o'clock we're out.
Here's Nate Summers to start out the Grandville second. Swing and a miss on pitch number 1 from Nate Avink. Summers, Ferguson, and Hungerford here in the home half of inning number 2. Hudsonville leading at 5-0. Avink's 0-1 pitch sails away, 1-1. Hudsonville with 5 runs on 3 hits. Grandville no runs on 2 hits. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike to Summers. Summers, the shortstop, was 0 for 3 in Game 1. Foul ball. Almost taking out one of our crew members on the WCET truck.
Yes, it did.
But I guess it's a souvenir baseball for JB West, who's up on the truck tonight. Swing and a miss on a sweeping high curveball. 1 out here in the second. Poor JB didn't even get to keep the souvenir baseball. They forced him to give it up down there. Great crew today in very unfriendly conditions.
It hit the railing up there.
Pitch to Ben Ferguson is outside, ball one. JB West on top of the truck up in the wind today. Tyler and Andrea Vincent, Josh Celestin and Kyle King, Ben Fridsma, our director. And a ground ball towards second. Waiting on the hop is Timmer. Got him, 2 outs. Second baseman Drew Hungerford to bat for the first time here in game 2. Hungerford was 0 for 3 in the opening game. First pitch high and outside, ball one. Nate Avink has struck out 3 in his inning and 2/3. Works the 1-0 pitch. Foul ball down toward first, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. High fly ball, center field. Ethan Post waiting for it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Nothing across for Grandville as they go down in order, 1, 2, 3. We played 2. Hudsonville 5 and Grandville nothing. You are watching WCET High School Baseball, brought to you by DJ's Pizza Pub in Hudsonville.
DJ's Pizza Plus, located at 3471 Kelly Street, Hudsonville. DJ's is newly remodeled and ready for you to stop in. Grab a drink and watch the game, or try some delicious pie. A proud sponsor of WCET TV Sports and In the Zone, DJ's Pizza Kitchen is available for by the slice, dining in with family and friends, carry out, and delivery. DJ's Pizza Plus. Thank you for supporting WCET.
To the third we go, and Ryan Ahrens will start things off after Hudsonville sent 10 to the plate in the second inning and scored 5 runs. Able to do it on 3 hits and 4 fielding errors. First pitch to Ahrens is low, 1-0. Ahrens, then Regenmarter and Heisen here in the third. And there's ball 2, 2-0. 3-0, missing outside. Sanders' 3-0 pitch, right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Ahrens had a sacrifice bunt during that 5-run second inning. And there's ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Ahrens. And Regenmarter, the designated hitter, to bat for the second time. He struck out looking in the second. Taking a long look down at his third base coach, which might mean there's a play on. Might want to, again, move a runner into scoring position. Down to the back end of the batting order. Batting in the number 7 slot as the designated hitter. Yep, he squares, pulls it back, and takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Offensively, they're holding with the runner at first, high and tight. And again, he squared but pulled it back in time. 2-0 to Van Regenmorter. Sanders works again, but it's outside. 3-0. Eagles put a 5 spot on the board in the second, lead 5-0 here in the third. Squares again, takes, and it's a strike. There's a ball thrown back to the pitcher's mound in the dirt, but no advance by the runner Aarons. 3 balls and a strike. And he takes another strike, 3-2. So that will probably allow the defense to get back into double play depth instead of having to look for the bunt down to third. Third baseman Braden LaCroix now backs up. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss, struck him out. First out of the inning. There's right fielder Drew Heisen. Heisen reached and scored in the second. And we're going to get a runner. It's going to be Dan Ornelas to run at first base. Dan came on as a pinch runner in the opening game. First pitch wide, 1 ball, no strikes. Top half of inning number 3. Sanders steps back. Ornelas back to the bag, and now he'll stretch out his lead. The 1-0 pitch, and it's high for ball 2. One on, 1 out. Top of the third. There goes the runner. Tried to check his swing. There's the throw down to second, not in time. A stolen base for Ornelas. We'll see if they called that. Should be a strike. I don't think he was able to hold back. 2 balls and a strike on Heisen. In the dirt, nice block by Woodruff. 3-1 on the right fielder Heisen. The 3-1 offering. And it's low for ball 4. Heisen walks. So we're going to get a hitter here in the 9 spot. And it's going to be Brandon Van Klompenberg. Brandon Van Klompenberg, the senior, will get an at-bat here in the second game. Van Klompenberg started in right field in the opening game and went 1 for 3, had an RBI single. And we're going to have some activity at the mound as the entire infield congregates, and it looks like we might have a possible pitching change. Some activity down to the bullpen, and there's, well, they hesitated. Look like there may be a signal down to the pen, but we'll wait until the umpire breaks it up, and then probably we'll get the signal. No change will be made at this point. So with 1 out, runners at first and second. Kloppenberg will bat. He'll be in the slot in the batting order and take over for Ethan Post in center field. First pitch to the right-handed hitter is outside. Sanders' 1-0 pitch is high, 2-0. So a couple of walks and a strikeout here in the third inning. Eagles trying to add to their 5-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Oh! Smacked him in the back. That'll load the bases with 1 out. So the bases are full of Eagles, and the top of the order is coming up. And here we go. We're going to get the pitching change now here in the third inning with the bases loaded and 1 out. So it looks like Jackson Nesbitt is going to come in and take over for Ian Sanders here in the third inning. So Jackson Nesbitt. Nesbitt, 5'4" and 160-pound junior, taking over for Sanders. Sanders ends up going 2 1/3 here in this game. Gave up a total of 3 hits. The runners on the base paths are his responsibility here in the third inning. All of the runs in the second were unearned. He ended up striking out a total of 3.
What on earth are you guys talking about?
And ended up walking a 4 in his 2 1/3. So Jackson Nesbitt taking his warm-up tosses. And he comes in a tough situation. It's always tough when you come in with a bases loaded situation, but he is going to have to face a pretty hot hitter that has a good eye at the plate in Jaden Timmer. And again, nowhere to put Timmer with a 1 out. Timmer has walked twice in this game and has scored a run. He has walked 3 times in 2 games and has a couple of hits. So Ornelas at third, Heisen at second, Van Kloppenberg at first, and the pitch on the way. Ground ball, base hit down the line. This will score multiples. Ornelas scores, Heisen rounding third. He's going to score. It'll be a solid single for Timmer, who drives home 2. The first pitch that he sees, he laced it down the third base line. So 2 runs in and a 7-0 Hudsonville lead. And those walks really haunt you as a pitcher. 3 of the walks have come in to score runs here in the first 3 innings. They caught a runner. They'll get him in the rundown. Van Kloppenberg being run down and finally tagged on the back. It will allow Timmer to get to second, but that is the second out. So 2 gone. Nice move by Jackson Nesbitt to get that started and catch the runner for the second out. Bryce Barr digging in. Runner at second, 2 outs. Barr 1 for 2 with a 2-run single his last time up. Actually, that's probably the big base hit of this ball game. The bases were loaded and no runs had come in at that time in that second inning. Grandville had a chance to get out of it, but Barr and his 2-run single put an end to that. Slowly hit right side, charging, gloving, and just getting his man is Hungerford, and that will retire the Hudsonville Eagles in the third inning, but not before they score 2 more. 2 runs on 1 hit And one runner is left on base. We'll go to the home half of the third inning. It's Hudsonville 7 and Grandville nothing. Home half of the third inning, 9-1-2 from the Grandville order up against Nate Avink. Avink has allowed no runs on 2 hits through 2 frames. First pitch to Nate Woodruff is in there, strike 1. Woodruff batting for the first time in this game. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's high, 1-1. Hudsonville 7 runs on 4 hits. Grandville no runs on 2 hits. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Woodruff to be followed by Luke DeHaan and Carson Smith. Here's the 1-2. Curveball, ground ball, foul ball, just barely. Bidding for extra bases down that third baseline. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on a sweeping curveball to the outside. Strikeout number 4 for Avink, out number 1 in the third. Top of the order, Luke DeHaan. DeHaan singled one of the 2 base hits in that opening inning, but the Bulldogs couldn't put any runs across. Swing and a foul back, strike 1. DeHaan was part of an interference call when he was stealing second base. There was a strikeout at the plate, and they called interference, which happened to both teams in the opening inning. Curveball from Avink misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. The set and the 1-1. Fastball outside, 2-1. Hudsonville won the opening game 5-2. Game that was scoreless through 3. Foul fly, that'll get out of play right side. With the win, the Eagles improved to 7-1 on the season. And a 5-run second and a 2-run third here in the nightcap, giving them a 7-0 lead. Ground ball deep third. Aarons, the long throw, not in time. Beat it out. Infield single for DeHaan. Boy, when you have the wheels to do that, just put it in. Don't have to hit it very hard. You actually don't want to hit it very hard. That was a hit one up where the third baseman Aarons had to wait on it. Even if he would have charged it, I think that would have been a tough play at first base. So Luke DeHaan with a nice infield single, his second hit of this game. There's Carson Smith. First pitch away, 1 ball, no strikes. Smith playing in center field. 0 for 1, struck out in the opening inning. Pitch misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Avink has worked 2 1/3, has struck out 4. Has allowed 3 hits. Hasn't walked anybody, he has hit 1 batter. Check at first base, and that'll force the runner DeHaan to get back. Avink's 2-0 pitch is high, 3-0. Braden LaCroix waits on deck. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to Smith. First and second, 1 out. Bulldogs need to get something going here with some runners aboard, down 7-0 in the 3rd. They've got the meat of the order to do it. Braden LaCroix singled his last time up. LaCroix, the 3rd baseman. Left-handed hitter. First pitch to him. Strike outside corner, 0-1. Second. Carson Smith at first. They're playing behind him at first base. Ball doesn't get there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bulldogs had a couple aboard in the opening inning. Couldn't push any runs across. Conference of the round. Visser goes out to talk to Avink. Braden LaCroix followed by Justin LaCroix. Second game Bulldog lineup. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball sharply to second. Flip to second for 1. Relay to first is in time for a double play. The twin killing will get Avink and Hudsonville out the 3rd inning. Exactly what they needed. Hit sharply to Timmer, who flipped to Robertson, who delivered to Dykstra. 4, 6, and 3 on the double play, and that ends the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. After 3 complete, Hudsonville 7, Grandville nothing. You are watching WCET coverage of high school baseball, brought to you by DJ's Pizza Pub in Hudsonville.
DJ's Pizza Plus. Located at 3471 Kelly Street, Hudsonville, DJ's is newly remodeled and ready for you to stop in. Grab a drink and watch the game, or try some delicious pie. A proud sponsor of WCET TV Sports and In the Zone, DJ's Pizza Kitchen is available for by the slice, dining in with family and friends, carry out, and delivery. DJ's Pizza Plus. Thank you for supporting WCET.
Top half of the 4th inning, 7-0 Hudsonville. Touchdown and an extra point through the first 3. And here come the Eagles. Gage Robertson, the shortstop, to start things off. Big bender. I guess it's low. Ball 1. Robertson, Visser, and Dykstra, middle of the order for the Hudsonville Eagles. Pop up. That's going to get over near the Hudsonville dugout for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Robertson 1 for 2 in this game, an RBI single in the 5-run second. Also has reached on a fielding error. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice big bender in there for strike 2. Jackson Nesbitt came on in the 3rd inning. Able to get the final 2 outs of the inning. Swing and a foul out of play, right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Robertson, leading off the 4th. Hudsonville scored 5 in the 2nd and 2 in the 3rd. 7-0 Eagles. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High fly ball deep down the left field line. This is trouble if it's fair, and it is going to be a foul ball. Oh, and he caught in the foul territory. Oh my goodness, right up against the G of Grandville at the 320 mark. As darkness ensues here, it's hard to see the left fielder deep down in that corner, but Luke DeHaan was able to run it down and catches it in foul territory. That is just a long, loud out off the bat of Robertson, and that is out number 1. Jackson Visser, the catcher, step in, and he pops it in foul ground. This should get out of play, and it does, right over by the Eagles dugout. And some shy fans making sure that they don't get a souvenir baseball, putting their hands up. Probably too cold to move at this point if they've been here the entire evening, because it's been a chilly one for anybody outside. It is definitely not to be outside if you don't have your winter gear on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Summers to first. Mason Dykstra, 0 for 2, has scored a run. Jackson Nesbitt trying to get the Eagles in order for the first time here in this nightcap. Swing and a miss. Boy, Nesbitt has himself a pretty good hook. Another strike on the inside corner. Jackson Nesbitt only 5. All big to and have a lot of good movement on it. That ball is going to get out of play down the right side. He is really throwing a mean hook out there, that curveball. Coming in the front door on that inside corner, sweeping it away on the backside. Mason Dykstra with 0-2 count. The kick and the pitch. Line to right for a base hit. Got away from the curveball that time, and Dykstra was able to stay on the fastball for the hit. So a 2-out single. The 5th base knock for Hudsonville here in this one. Ryan Ahrens. Ahrens has sacrificed and walked and has scored a run. First pitch misses inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Nesbitt has a brother, a twin brother, who's on the squad as well. Tyson, who's 5'4" and 170, both juniors. Swing and a miss, off speed pitch, 1-1. So lots of family connections on this Grandville Bulldogs team. Throw to first, and the runner Dykstra gets back. Got Braden LaCroix, who's a junior. Justin LaCroix, who's a freshman, the only freshman on the varsity roster. That one's going to get through the wickets, and Dykstra is going to be able to get down to second. Not sure if that drew dirt or not. I guess I would say that's probably a pass ball. It just kind of slid underneath the glove a little bit. So Dykstra down at second with 2 outs. Time called by Ahrens. Nesbitt trying to lock down this fourth inning and keep this a 7-0 game. Checks the runner, works the 2-1 pitch. He misses outside, 3-1. He's gone away from that curveball that was really successful in the first two at-bats here in the fourth inning. The 3-1. Missed outside. So 2 aboard, 2 outs. Logan Van Regenmorter is scheduled, and he steps up. We're going to get a pinch runner. Parker Tunis is going to be the runner. So Tunis, the runner at first. Foul ball back, strike 1 off the bat of Van Regenmorter. Logan's the designated hitter here in this game with an 0 for 2 so far. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Slowly hit, it's going to be a tough play. Charging, gloving is LaCroix, and he got his man. Nice play by Braden LaCroix. Having to charge and glove and make a strong throw, and that will end the Hudsonville fourth inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Hudsonville leading Grandville 7-0. Home half of the fourth inning here in Grandville. The Bulldogs will send the middle of the up against Nate Avink. Avink has allowed 3 hits, striking out 4 and walking 1. First pitch to Justin LaCroix is high for ball 1. LaCroix, Pullman, and Summers for the Dogs here in the fourth inning. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball, base hit to right field. LaCroix with the single to lead off Grandville's fourth. Here's designated hitter, Andrew Pullman. Pullman 0 for 1. Handed hitter, deep box, first pitch, takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Hudsonville 7, Grandville nothing, bottom of the fourth. Throw to first, diving back in is LaCroix. Well, as I look beyond the fences here at Grandville High School, the street lights are starting to come on around the neighborhoods, which means it's getting to be about that time. Very dark, overcast. It's been like that most of the day. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it gets in the dirt and bounds away. That'll allow the base runner to move up. So a wild one moves LaCroix to second. 3 balls and no strikes on Pullman. Avink readies and fires. Curve high and tight, ball 4. 2 Bulldogs aboard, nobody out here in the 4th. Brings up the shortstop, Nate Summers, 0 for 1. Nate struck out leading off the 2nd. Avink has been able to get 1 double play ball behind him. That's what his infield is looking for here. Ground foul past first. No balls, 1 strike on Summers. Avink has gone the distance for Hudsonville. He's worked 3 plus 2 batters into the 4th. Grandville starter Ian Sanders worked 2 1/3. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Jackson Nesbitt came on in the 3rd and has been in there since. LaCroix at 2nd, Pullman at 1st, and no outs. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled away to stay alive. Avink checks, works the plate, and a strike called at the knees. The snap throw to first, and just back safely is Pullman. So 1 out. Ben Ferguson. Ferguson 0 for 1, has grounded to 2nd. First pitch to him is high, 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Activity starting down in the Hudsonville bullpen. Right-hander warming up. Eagles went with a pair of pitchers in game 1. Slow Bender dips down low, 2 balls and a strike. In that opening game, Gibson Sink worked the first 5 for Hudsonville. Todd Reardon finished it up. Two balls and a strike on Ferguson. 7-0 Hudsonville in the 4th. Swing and a miss, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Ground foul past 3rd. A new supply of baseballs being brought out to the plate umpire. And the men in blue have had to endure the weather as well. Cold night in Grandville. Kirk Vanderlaan calling the balls and strikes. Jackson Peterson out on the base paths. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Just outside in 2. Yeah, pretty big pitch here. In a 7-0 game, this is a very important batter. See if they can keep the row going. Slowly hit, left side, gloved and dropped. That's going to be an infield hit. Bases are going to be loaded with 1 out. So Ferguson keeps the line moving. Gives the Bulldogs a chance to get on the board here in the 4th inning. Drew Hungerford 0 for 1 has flied to center field in his only at bat. So bases loaded and 1 out. The pitch swung on, base hit, center field. 1 run will score as LaCroix comes in. Pullman's going to be held at 3rd. It was hit so sharply. And Kloppenberg, the center fielder, fielded it cleanly and quickly in center field to to just the one run. But the Bulldogs get on the board. Hungerford with the single. And again, they move him around, and probably a good call to keep him at third base because there's only one out. You really don't want to run into a second out when you need base runners and you need rallies. It's 7-1. Nate Woodruff with a chance. Sacks are full of Bulldogs. One out here in the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes. Woodruff, a strikeout victim in his only at bat in the third. Into center field, and down it goes. 1 run will score, and they're going to hold the runners, so just 1 base at a time. So Woodruff, the bottom of the order, with a run batted in, and all of a sudden, 7-2. And a runner over at first base, going to be Jared Jollins. So Jollins at first. We're going to get an appearance at the mound now as the Hudsonville coaching staff will want to talk things over a bit, and maybe you have somebody warmed up. They've had the right-hander warming up down in the right field corner in the bullpen. Bottom of the order doing exactly what they needed to do for Grandville. Back-to-back-to-back singles from the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the order. They're going to stick with Avink here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the order, Luke DeHaan. DeHaan, 2 for 2. Couple of singles for the leadoff man in this game. And it looks like we are going to get the move now. So they went out to the mound momentarily, and now the move is being made. There will be a relief pitcher coming in for Hudsonville. Try to get out of this 4th inning jam. Tough spot to come in, but looks like a right-hander coming in, and it looks like it's Owen Huizinga. So Avink works into the 4th. Owen Huizinga will come in. The senior taking over for Avink. Avink works 3 1/3. Ended up giving up 4 hits in the inning and 7 hits overall. He is responsible for all 3 base runners, and the 2 runs in the inning, earned runs charged to the starter. Avink ended up striking out 5 and walking 1. And he'll leave it to his teammate to try to clean it up here in the 4th inning. And a 7-2 Hudsonville lead.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah.
So Huizinga for Avink in the 4th. Sacks are full of Bulldogs.
10 minutes.
DeHaan will be the 7th Bulldog to bat, and it's the top of the order. Boy, it just seems to be getting darker and darker. If you can hit something somewhere, you have a chance.
Yeah. The feeling. So do I.
Huizinga ready. The infield playing behind everybody, so there should be good leads at every base. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Infield looking for that double play ground ball. They got one last inning to end the 3rd. They're in double play depth here in the 4th. Trying to shut down the Grandville rally. It's 7-2 Hudsonville. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play, strike 2. At third is Ferguson. Hungerford down at second. Jollins the pinch runner at first. One out in the fourth. And the 0-2 pitch. Bounces in the dirt. Nice block by Visser to keep it close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Huizinga with a record of 1-0 on the season. Second appearance. Has worked in 3 2/3, giving up 4 hits. Has walked 2, struck out 3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit high, 2-2. Well, they've been working station to station here in the 4th inning. Bases loaded singles from Hungerford and Woodruff. Sacks are still full of Bulldogs. And a 2-2 count to DeHaan. Here's the pitch. And it's low, 3-2. Yeah, the merry-go-round will be rolling here with a full count. The bases loaded, nowhere to put Luke DeHaan. Big pitch in this second game of the Twin Bill. 3-2 pitch. Popped it up on the infield. And it's going to be caught by the second baseman. Timmer puts it away. That's a big, big pitch and a big, big out. So with 2 outs, it's going to leave it to Carson Smith. Smith has struck out and walked. First pitch to Smith is in there for a strike. And the 0-1. Popped it up. Second baseman Timmer again. Makes the catch. 2 big pop-ups as Huizinga comes in and does the job. Grandville will pick up 2 runs in the inning on 4 hits and strand 3. After 4 complete, it's Hudsonville 7 and Grandville 2. You're watching high school baseball on WCET TV, brought to you by DJ's Pizza Pub in Hudsonville.
DJ's Pizza Plus, located at 3471 Kelly Street, Hudsonville. DJ's is newly remodeled and ready for you to stop in. Grab a drink and watch the game, or try some delicious pie. A proud sponsor of WCET TV Sports and In the Zone, DJ's Pizza Kitchen is available for by the slice, dining in with family and friends, carry out, and delivery. DJ's Pizza Plus. Thank you for supporting WCET.
Here we go to the 5th inning. Hudsonville 7, Grandville 2. Grandville leaving them loaded in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 8, 9, and 1 to bat here in the 5th. Drew Heisen, the right fielder, takes a pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Heisen has been on twice, but does not have a hit. Reached on an error and walked and scored twice. I think that first pitch was called a strike, apparently, so now it's 1-1. Man in blue turned around and said, I think we need to put a strike up there, and we will. Apparently it was a foul ball. There's a swing and a miss, 1-2. Heisen to be followed by Brandon Van Klompenberg and Jaden Timmer here in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. One gone in the 5th. This is the time of day when I remember many years ago when we would say on the PA announcement, everybody bring your cars up and turn your lights on. Park by the field. Get some light. It is starting to really get dark here. Pitch to Van Klompenberg. Bounces in there, 1 ball and no strikes. Hudsonville with 7 runs on 5 hits. Fouled back and out of play. Grandville 2 runs on 7 hits. So the Bulldogs have out-hit the Eagles here in game 2, but the Eagles have 5 more tallies and lead them 7-2. All 2 balls and a strike. Nesbitt, the relief man, misses outside. 3 balls and a strike. And Klompenberg came on in relief of Ethan Post, take over in center field in the 3rd inning. And he takes a walk. So a 1-out base runner. Swing it back to the top of the order here in the 5th inning. And Jaden Timmer. Timmer has singled to drive in 2. He has walked twice and has scored once. And he lines it to center field for a base hit. He has been a tough out here this afternoon and into this evening. It's been a pretty good day for Jaden Timmer. He announced earlier today that he committed to Aquinas College to play baseball, so it's really been a really good day for Jaden and the Timmer family. Been on base 4 times here in this 2nd game. Bryce Barr has sandwiched a single between a strikeout and a ground out, and he takes a strike. Barr had the big hit back in that 2nd inning when Hudsonville scored 5 times. And they did it with just 3 hits as they sent 10 men to the plate. And Barr looks at a pitch outside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Barr. 2 aboard, 1 out. And the turn and the force the runner back. Now, even the geese out in right center field are hard to see from the press box. It's getting so dark, but they're hanging out there. Fastball, nice backhand by the catcher Woodruff to stop that from going to the backstop. Usually, the umpires would like to stop the game at a point, I would think, instead of doing it in the middle of an inning. But it's getting to that point where you really are starting to think about the safety of players and can you see what's coming at you. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Runner at second. Van Klompenberg, Timmer at first. 1 out. And it's 3-2. Full count to Bryce Barr. Jackson Nesbitt has the sign and is ready to work. The 3-2, runners are going. Fly ball, shallow center. The shortstop going back will make the catch as Nate Summers gets back onto the grass to make it. Quick throw to second base, but the runner gets back. So Barr is out, number 2. That'll leave it up to Gage Robertson. Robertson, yeah, single in this one, 1 for 3. Big bender, and that's a strike. Another big curveball. This one stays high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Robertson 2 for 7 this afternoon in the 2 games combined. Looks at the 1-1. Foul out of play, right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Wait till there's more than one, right?
And Kloppenberg gets the lead at second. Timmer at first. And it's 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And down go the Eagles in the 5th. No runs. It's 2 left. We'll go to the home half of the 5th. Hudsonville 7 and Grandville 2. Home half of the 5th inning, 7-2 Hudsonville. Middle of the order for the Bulldogs. Braden LaCroix, Justin LaCroix, and Andrew Pullman against the relief slants of Owen Huizinga, who came on for Nate Avink in the 4th inning. First pitch on the way, swing and a foul ball. That's going to get out of play left side, strike 1. Hudsonville scored 5 times in the 2nd, sending 10 men to the plate, added 2 more in the 3rd to lead 7-0. Grandville came back with a 2 spot in the 4th and left them loaded. They had them loaded with 1 out. They were able to get the 2 runs across as Huizinga misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braden LaCroix single. Here's the 1-1. Ball to first. Bag for out number 1. Well, I would be very surprised if they got out of this inning that there would be any more innings here tonight. It is really getting dark. I'm not sure if there's, and then there's, you know, the Geese are taking over the outfield. Here's Justin LaCroix, who has singled and has been hit by a pitch. He scored one of the 2 runs.
Oh, so many Geeses.
And the pitch is over but low for ball one.
On the sport.
Time called at the plate by LaCroix.
So many animals on this sport.
Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses inside, ball two. Three and 0 on LaCroix. One out, bases empty, bottom of the fifth. 7-2, Hudsonville. And ball four, a four-pitch walk to Justin LaCroix. We'll have more high school spring sports action this week. Thursday, we'll have softball action live beginning at 4 o'clock. As Andrew Pullman steps in, he has struck out and walked, has scored a run, and pops it up right side of the infield for Timmer. He'll glove it for the second out. We'll bring up Nate Summers, the shortstop, 0 for 2. And the first pitch to him, swung on, ground ball to Timmer. To first for the final out. No runs, no hits, and one left. And we have played 5 complete innings, and I think that's going to be it. So 5 in the books, and it will be an official game because the 5 innings have been played. So the game is going to be over. And Hudsonville with the sweep of Grandville tonight. Final line score, Hudsonville with 7 runs on 6 hits. Grandville with 2 runs, 7 base hits. Hudsonville improved 8-1, falls to 6-4 overall as the Eagles win 2 road games here in Grandville. That's going to wrap up our great crew tonight. Battling the elements, Tyler Vincent, Andrea Vincent, J.B. West, Josh Elliston, Kyle King. I'm Kurt Wilson. Thanks for joining us. Again, the final score of Game 2, Hudsonville 7 and Grandville 2. And we'll see you on Thursday for live softball here on WCET.